Entrepreneurially Thinking is a presentation of BioSTL and CET, Center for Emerging Technologies, with RareGem Productions, changing the way you view new ventures, including you on the pathway to success with your business in the St. Louis marketplace and beyond. Here's your hosts, Cheryl and Christy. Now let's get thinking entrepreneurially.
Welcome to the Entrepreneurially Thinking podcast. Our goal is to energize your entrepreneurial mindset and create pathways for business success in the St. Louis marketplace and beyond. I'm Christy Maxfield, Director of Entrepreneur Development Services at the Center for Emerging Technologies.
And I'm Dr. Cheryl Watkins-Moore, Director of Bioscience and Entrepreneurial Inclusion for BioSTL. Hey, Christy, we are here again.
Yes, we are. I voted this morning. Did you?
I'm doing it right after I leave here with our podcast.
We know that this will air after Election Day, but we just want to make sure that our civic duties are taken care of.
Absolutely.
And hope that you took care of yours as well before tuning in and listening to us.
It's funny because I always take Tyler, my son, who's now 15. They know him well at the polling.
Aww.
Because he's been going since he was 3 years old. So
soon he'll be able to cast his own vote. That's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's frightening.
Well, you know, there's always good stories to tell, whether it's about Tyler and the election or other things. So we are thrilled that you all have decided to make Entrepreneurially Thinking part of your regular listening routine. And if you're listening for the first time, please subscribe so our new episodes will automatically be downloaded each week for your listening pleasure. Kudos to you who have made this time to think about your opportunities and business goals in all new ways. We want to help peel away any limitations you have about how you're thinking about small business, working for yourself, or being an entrepreneur right where you are. So let's stay connected. You can find us on all your favorite streaming platforms, including Facebook and Twitter, LinkedIn, or visit our website at entrepreneuriallythinking.com, or look for the hashtag ETHINKSTL and share your thoughts and ideas for future programs with us as well.
And I also always like to put this in here. We were just recognized by the St. Louis Regional Chamber for this podcast being one of the best podcasts to listen to.
Stay up to date on everything going on in St. Louis and beyond.
With the movers and shakers of St. Louis.
Oh, my goodness.
No
wonder we're so tired. We've been moving and shaking. It's terrifying, but very nice acknowledgement of the work that we're doing here.
Absolutely. You guys may recall that some of our earlier shows that oftentimes small business owners, entrepreneurs, and the entrepreneurial curious find their way to a number of support organizations throughout the ecosystem.
I like the idea of entrepreneurially curious.
I like that.
It's a little tough on the tongue. Entrepreneurially is not the easiest word to say, but I'm going to go with entrepreneurially curious from now on.
I like that. I think everyone should be entrepreneurially curious in no matter what setting. Such is the case for some of our many business owners in the beauty, construction, finance, energy, retail, transportation, food, and fitness industries.
That's only a few that our guest actually works with, but I thought they were the ones that were really important for us to mention.
I was going to say that because Grace Hill has done a phenomenal job with working with all types of entrepreneurs in many of these different settings. So that's who we have actually here today. Alyce Wilson, who is a director of the Grace Hill Women's Business Center, is here to talk about the center's programs and services. And she's joined by Magny, founder of One Dish Wonders. Annie is a Grace Hill graduate, a BALSA Foundation grant recipient, and a business owner. And when we come back, we're going to listen to her story and listen to also some of the great stories that I know that Alyce can tell us about her wonderful programs and services that she offers.
Okay.
Now here's Make It Happen with Keith Sales Pro.
In an article I read by Brian Hamilton, 5 reasons you need interns to build your business. He shared these 5. 1, they come with a lot of energy. I have found interns to be full of life and eager to learn. 2, they are inexpensive. They don't require benefits, and most college interns are happy to make anywhere from $8 to $18 an hour. 3, they come with fresh and bold new ideas. It is really true that young people have good ideas, in part because they come to problems from a position of naivety, which is actually an asset. 4, good interns turn out to be some of the best full-time employees. And finally, number 5, they will accomplish the unreasonable. In our experience, the college kids and even some high school kids are not anchored to normal ranges, so they can often bend what we think of as possible. Today, remember, it can happen. It will happen. And together, we will make it happen.
Follow Keith Sales Pro on Facebook or Twitter at Keith Sales Pro, or visit his website at keithsalespro.com.
It can happen. It will happen. And together, we will make it happen.
My name is Annie Magny, and I'm the owner of One Dish Wonders, LLC. Entrepreneurially thinking means thinking outside the box, following your passion. If you have a passion to do something and it really means a lot to you, I think you should follow the passion. I've always been a person that I don't let one person's attitude about what I'm doing determine my altitude. I like to determine how high I go on my own, and I think that's what entrepreneurially thinking means.
Alyce and Annie, thank you so much for joining us. Alyce, we've had the pleasure of having a number of your program graduates in the Square One program and vice versa. So I'm always so thrilled when we have overlapping constituents and we're all working in the region together to help entrepreneurs be successful. Mm-hmm. So we want to definitely dive into all of that. But we're actually going to start with Annie. Annie, I would describe you as in your second act. You may say it's a different act altogether, but that you've retired after 30 years in the telecom industry, and now you're making healthy one-dish meals for families. Can you tell us more about yourself, how you got to where you are today and what you're doing?
From telecommunications to one-dish casseroles.
It's at least your second act. It may be others. You've probably had a lot of other stuff going on in between point A and point B.
No, actually I didn't. I worked, like you said, in the telecom business for almost 30 years. It's like I went in one day in 1983 and I came out in 2012, and it's like, where did all that time go? So I did take a couple of years just to kind of regroup from working so long, and decided, even though I'm retired, I don't really want to be retired and just stay home, and which is nothing's wrong with that, but I just saw something. Yeah, right. I just saw something more for me. I actually didn't find the casserole business. It sort of found me, So
you love to cook? Is that how it found you? Or because cooking is not
it's not her thing, but eating is our thing.
Right.
And I only warm and mix at this point. I used to cook. Now I warm and mix.
Yeah. And it really just started from one dish that I used to take to like family gatherings and potlucks. And people will always ask me, can I get their recipe? And one day my family member said, stop giving them the recipe. Tell them you'll make it. And charge them for it. So it just kind of happened like that. I didn't intend it, but
what type of dish is it? Tell us.
It's actually a corn casserole, a real simple dish, but it's really, really a good dish. And, I would take it. That's all I knew how to make at the time, because I was working. I was still working. So I didn't even know I would end up where I am from one simple dish. And
wow.
That's what's got it going.
One simple dish. And along the way, you found Alyce and her program.
I did.
Alyce, tell us more about you all and Grace Hill and the love connection that is
the love
entrepreneurs and your Business Women's Center.
So Miss Annie, her daughter-in-law, actually worked with Beyond Housing, correct?
Another great organization.
Another great organization that does great work in the community. And I had shared with her the programs that we were offering, and she says, okay, I'm going to share some information with some people that I know. And I said, okay, great. Well, Miss Annie comes in, and when she comes in, she says, I was referred to you by my daughter-in-law. And I said, okay. Who's your daughter-in-law?
I talked to a lot of people.
And so she goes on to explain, and I said, oh, yeah, I remember. So that was in spring of 2015. And she came in, she signed up for the class. She was very serious about it. She signed up for the class and said, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Awesome.
So you just still had the one dish, and you came into Grace Hill to figure out how to start your business.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Working in corporate America is kind of difficult to transfer what you learn there into your own business. Even though I spent about 20 years of my 30 years in human resources, it was still, I am a people person. I love people, but it was kind of hard putting my thoughts into a plan. So I thought, you know what, let me just go to Grace Hill, and wow, was I surprised.
Wow.
I didn't think I had to work that hard, but I was really surprised.
Yeah. Well, I think we sometimes take for granted that the organizations we work in come with a lot of things already predetermined, policies and behaviors and rhythms and money and all those kinds of things. And when you're starting from scratch, you're starting from scratch.
Right.
Absolutely.
Just like a recipe.
Oh,
Yep,
yes.
absolutely. There you go.
Oh,
That's
perfect.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Great segue.
Now, you found in 2016. 2015. But Grace Hill's been doing this for a lot longer
Since
than that.
1999.
Wow. That predates the ecosystem, and I'm using air quotes here. The ecosystem by many years.
Absolutely.
You know, it was just about that time that CET was being formed, and we were only working with bio people at that point.
Right.
So you've been working with a cross section of entrepreneurs for quite a long time.
Since 1999, it was actually just an idea at the time. How can we meet a need where women could start their businesses, learn more about what to do in starting a business, expanding a business for those that are currently in business? What are some of the missing links that prevent them from being sustainable within the economy, creating jobs and things of that nature? And I came on board in 2014, and
that's when you and I
that's
think
when
met.
we met. And it has been a wonderful journey ever since, because I get a chance to wake up every morning, meet different people from different industries.
Yep, that's so fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun. And you hear people say, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. You know, it can be done. And the same thing with Miss Annie. When she came in and she signed up for the class, she took the class. She was so excited and energized. And Miss Annie said, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm doing this. Oh Lord. You know.
And I never missed one of the classes.
That's hugely important too.
Never missed one.
Well, you had the passion and you had the interest and affinity, and that's what we always say. It's that triad there. You have to have passion because it's hard work.
Very.
It is not, when you talk about starting your own business, it's not something simple. And what's interesting, Alyce, when you and I met, I don't know if you remember this, but I taught one of those classes, a marketing class, and I had an opportunity to meet so many different women there that were starting just various types of businesses, and their interest was, they were all
vast.
Yes,
it really is, and it's so important that people think that it's easy to walk away from corporate America. Well, policies are in place, as you shared. Human resources is in place. Everything is in place for you.
Right.
But when you start your own business, you are the CEO of everything that goes on.
You can't turn around and say, well, it's someone's fault.
No
There are
days
no
off.
minions in the beginning.
Yeah.
It takes a really long time to get to minions.
I tell people all the time, I say, when you want to become a CEO, get prepared that you're doing all the scut work, you're doing all the dirty work, because that's what you are. You are there to make sure that business just soars. So,
and even when you're off, you're on.
Absolutely.
Yep.
No doubt.
You're on 24/7.
I never forget what Annie said to me. I told her that I wanted her to cater for me, and she says, "Oh Lord." And she says, why do you do this to me? And I said, I'm the type of person that I will get you to the ledge. And you ever see those little cat commercials where they just kind of push you?
Yes. Right off the countertop. You pushed her off the countertop, didn't you?
Or the
I have two of those cats at home.
Pushing the baby bird out of the nest.
Fly.
Go fly.
Go fly.
Exactly.
Well, then you give folks an opportunity to prove to themselves that they can do what you know they're capable of.
Yep.
That is so important. I'm so glad that you brought that up because that's exactly what Grace Hill has done. I graduated in 2015, like May of 2015, and we're almost May of 2017.
I know.
And I'm still working with a business coach. Teresa Warren, she's great. She has so much faith in me, sometimes a lot more faith than I have in myself. So, where I want to place certain limitations on myself, she'll go, no, you can do that.
I think that's what all of us need, in wherever you sit, if it's in a corporate or you need that mentor that's going to be there that believes in you and says, you know what? Why are you stopping yourself? Like you said, you know what? It's only you that puts those barriers in front of you.
And it's not just a 16-week course or, in our case, a 10-week boot camp.
Right.
It's a 2-year relationship thus far, right? So this idea that you sort of go in, we give you some magic secret sauce.
Fairy dust.
No.
That you master a few key skills, you meet a few key people, and then you're off and running. I'm sure for some folks that happens, but for the most part, you're always learning something new. Your business is getting more complex as you grow. Your challenges are now not how do I learn how to make the next dish, but how do I bring people on so that I can grow, and how should I grow, and where should I grow, and how do I take care of the people I'm bringing on, and those require different mentors along the way,
absolutely,
as well as those who have seen you come up from the very, very beginning.
And I think that's what's great about Grace Hill, because we all work with Alyce and in certain different aspects, and this ecosystem is so great about collaborating. So making sure that you do the handoff to the next person that can be a great resource as you scale your business and build your business. That's what I think St. Louis and the ecosystem offers for individuals. It's not just like you said, this one time 13-week and we're done. See you later. Good luck.
Right.
There's
it's
somebody
that
else that's going to be able to support you. You're very correct in that, Cheryl, because even with Annie being a BALSA Foundation recipient, and I remember right after she graduated in 2015, she applied for the BALSA Foundation grant. We were able to help her with her pitch so she could, get engaged and do her pitch. And when she won, first place,
I know.
And that was the one time that I really stuck my chest out.
As you should.
And I said, no, I'm really proud. I understand what the work is really all about and how it makes a difference.
Absolutely.
I had never even heard of the BALSA Foundation, so I kind of got a buy one get one free because I paid for the Grace Hill program, which was very, very inexpensive. For what I got out of it.
Absolutely. And you continue to get out of it.
Right. And then I was connected with the BALSA Foundation, and like Alyce said, I won the first prize. It was a $4,000 grant, which was great.
Absolutely. Especially as you're trying to build that business and not have to secure loans or whatever. It helps to it's an investment.
Yes.
Right, in yourself and in your business. So it's really, I want to hear more about how you went from one casserole dish now to where your company is today.
I'm at 17 now.
Wow.
So I have a variety.
Yes.
Are you still doing this yourself? Or
I am. But I was real blessed, fortunate enough to land a spot in a really nice commercial kitchen in Westport. So I'll be working out of there. It's a really awesome state-of-the-art kitchen. So
Fantastic.
Ask her about her shrimp and grits.
Tell us about your shrimp and grits.
God.
And then we'll get really, really hungry like we do. And then we'll have to go find them.
We didn't tell you that you have to pay us with food, right, when you come here.
I can do that.
I like to think of it more of as a reward, not payment.
I can do that.
More of you did a good job. Here's a little shrimp and grits.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So tell us, is that now one of your signature dishes?
It is one of my best sellers. A lot of people order that because it meets the need for people that don't eat meat, or pork or things like that. So that is one of my best sellers, shrimp and grits.
I'm curious, how does this work? When people call and they place an order, you cater, or are these frozen? How does this work? Because I'll be calling you.
Help us become a customer.
I'll be calling you.
Well, I have a website. And I'm also on Facebook.
And we'll give you all that information before the show's over, but
yes.
not yet.
That's right.
Do that.
You can't turn us off, people. You got to listen.
So you can go out on my website and order, or you can call me, or email me. And the dishes are cooked fresh. Pick them up. I call it one dish wonders because the majority of them, at least 90% of them, it's a complete meal in one dish.
Wow.
So you have your meat and potatoes and your rice and your beans and all that in one dish. So all you need to do is just like plop it on your dinner table. Maybe throw a roll there or salad, and you got a full meal, rather than. There's nothing wrong with drive-through, but it's just a change from the fast food.
It's a different feel.
It's a different feel. It's a home-style meal.
Cool. So let's talk more about that when we come back from the break.
What does it mean to you to be alive and well in St. Louis?
I think one of the things that Alive and Well is helping us teach the community and helping us learn over and over is that asking the question, what's wrong with you, isn't the way, that it's asking what happened to you. And so we practice that in our work sort of day to day microscopically, and then hope to repeat that over and over again in the community. So when we are talking with our women, we know it's about what happened to you. What did she survive? What did she live through? What are all the ways that she has been hurt? And then how do we do that differently? How do we show her love and respect and trust and help her believe that when we say that we're going to do something, that we're going to do it? And when we ask her what she wants, that we care and we listen. And we think that's what trauma-informed work means. We're going to listen to each other and be responsive to what people want and need.
Know that you have some support to manage stress and overcome the difficult things that may have happened or are happening to you. Everybody should be alive and well. Learn more at aliveandwellstl.com.
My name is Alyce Wilson. I'm with Grace Hill Women's Business Center here in St. Louis. Entrepreneurially thinking means to me stretching the circle. It means whatever it is that you're doing currently, you can always improve and do it better. And don't be afraid to expand your circle of knowledge, because what you know is what you know, but there is so much more that you can know and can do that can support your business.
So, Annie, we left with you describing, the one dish wonders and the process. So help me understand this. So you're cooking fresh casseroles and people order them and they pick them up. Mm-hmm. You do deliver as well.
I deliver and people pick up. Mm-hmm. It's weird because I started it with my motto, kind of bringing families back to the dinner table. I like that. That's where I came from. Mm-hmm. Just trying to get families to sit back down at the dinner table, be involved in their kids' lives, and just knowing what's going on with their kids.
We were just talking about that in my house and I think everybody, you're so busy.
Exactly.
And especially you got kids, you're running from school to a game to.
Absolutely.
So when you get ready to cook, when you get ready to eat, it's like, let's grab something. This is a great opportunity for people to not have to, especially for the folks in the kitchen who are the chefs. It's hard when you work and you getting kid stuff, and then being able to have this option is fantastic. And like you said, bringing families back to the dinner table to have that conversation, which is really, really cool. I love the way that's what you thought about. Is that one of your mottos or one of your sayings or slogans slogans, bringing families back to the table?
That is my motto, bringing families back to the dinner table, because I saw it in my own family, you know, with my son and daughter-in-law. They have 3 boys, and like you just said, they're running around with sports and after-school activities. There's so much going on. And so when I saw it in my own family, I'm like, well, there's got to be a whole bunch of others out there kind of dealing with the same thing. So
how's your business grown in the last 2 years?
It has really grown.
Really?
It has really grown.
And are you seeing that demographic be your core demographic, or do you have some surprises along the way?
Well, I started it with bringing families back to the dinner table, but it's kind of going more into the catering direction.
Really?
Which, I mean, money is money, but...
Well, and sustainability,
yes,
right?
You know,
so,
but, you know, I like Grace Hill orders a lot of dishes from me to do different catering events for them, and I like spin off from them people who've had my food. They'll say, well, I had it at a Grace Hill event, or I had your food at the Grace Hill graduation, because I think I've catered 2 or maybe 3 of the graduations.
Awesome.
And so it's more kind of branching off into the bigger catering, you know.
Well, I love the fact that Grace Hill, you guys are doing the same things that, like, what Christy and I did with this podcast. We are supporting through RareGem Productions a graduate of the Square One program.
And Grace Hill.
And Grace Hill. So I love the fact that it's like that full circle type process.
Yes. When I first came on board, we used to order from a larger conglomerate for all of our meetings. And I questioned, well, if we're helping to start businesses and we have majority of them are caterers and they're good,
right?
Something says that we should use them. And so I refuse to order from a larger conglomerate. I utilize my own.
Absolutely.
And that way it allows people to be exposed. They get the Grace story, if you will. We use it for our board meetings. I use it for my advisory meetings. The other programs within the organization, they utilize One Dish Wonder. And it allows other people that are participants to learn from her and know that there's programs. And she'll tell them, you know, I went through Grace Hill. You know, and I participated in their program, and this is where I am now. And they said, well, how do I get involved? And so it's been just a really good.
And can you tell us a little bit about what that program is? Because on your website, there's lots of different things listed, but we keep referring to the program. So what's the centerpiece, and then sort of what surrounds all that?
So the Women's Business Center has 3 flagship programs, and I was talking about this on yesterday, and I learned real quickly I do a lot of things in 3.
That's a really good thing.
I do a lot of things in 3. So we have 3 flagship programs. We have the workshop and business opportunity program, which is called WIBO, WIBO. And we also have one-on-one counseling, as well as other seminars and speaker series that we offer or provide for our entrepreneurs on various topics. The one thing that seems to be the culminating event, if you will, is the 16-week program where people can go through it each week and they focus on a particular topic. So it could be marketing, it could be your pricing strategy, it could be your cost and break-even analysis, it could be human resources, record keeping, and the list goes on. And we have subject matter experts that come in that speak on those particular topics that correspond with the case studies that we have with the workbook. And Dr. Cheryl has even come in and been a guest speaker as well.
And I would encourage anyone out there looking to mentor or looking to work with entrepreneurs, call Alyce. It's a great opportunity to spend an evening with young entrepreneurs. I shouldn't say young. These are women from all ages.
Yeah, from 18 to 65.
Exactly. Wow. And it's a great opportunity to give back. I love the fact that Grace Hill, too, is in a section of St. Louis. It's not down in our Cortex district, which is great. It's serving a community and a population in North City. So, you know, from a transportation standpoint, if it's hard to get down to Cortex, hey, here's a great opportunity and a collaborative partner that we partner with that's right there in North City.
Yeah, and I love the fact that we may help a business start or revamp what it is that what they're doing, and then we pass the baton off to another collaborative partner as well. And so there's so many opportunities and so many resources within the St. Louis community that can support entrepreneurship. And if you're entrepreneurially curious,
all right, one more step towards viral usage.
There you go.
you can really figure it out. You know, although the roadmap that Miss Annie may have taken may not be the roadmap for everyone, it's like a smorgasbord. You can go and pick and choose what's going to fit for you and your business and where you are in where you are of what you're thinking of what you're trying to do. It's a lot of resources that are available, and shame on people that they don't take or partake in any of those resources, because it's a plethora of them.
And Alyce, you've done a tremendous job since you've been there, like 2014. I mean, that program has done, soared with you there. And so, we are grateful to have you here in the ecosystem.
About how many people take the 16-week course at any one time?
So that's a great question. So when I first came on board, we had about 20 people that graduated from the program that December. And then the following spring, I think we had maybe 30 people come and complete. That was the first time that we had 30 people start, 30 people complete.
That's
and I said,
awesome.
Okay. But the following session, we actually expanded just a little bit more. We had about 40 people sign up for the program. And so consistently each offering that we do, because we offer it twice a year. We offer it
which is really impressive, folks. Doing a 16-week program even once a year.
Yeah, twice
Take
a year.
it from me.
And we have 2 locations. Yeah,
God
2
bless
locations.
It's a crazy amount of work.
Yeah, it is, but well worth it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a crazy amount of work for the entrepreneur, but it's a crazy amount of work
On
for
the
the coordinator,
backside.
the manager,
Yes.
the director who's in charge.
And it's at 3 locations, right?
We have two locations.
Okay.
We have 2 locations. I'm looking to expand and see how it might fit for us. But we offer it in the spring, which is from February until May, and then we offer it again from August until December.
And this is for women
or men. So we're non-discriminatory.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but our target market are women. But if a male wants to participate, and we always have male in the class, so we kind of break it up a little bit.
That's good.
But he has a different perspective of working with women and listening, because it's on it's set up where there's no PowerPoints or anything like that. It's good constructive feedback of your business, where you can discuss it and look at someone else's perspective and say, oh, I didn't think about it that way.
Right.
Oh, that's really cool. So are you seeing some of the things locally that researchers are seeing nationally? So nationally, they're seeing a lot of growth in small businesses among African American women. And from your vantage point, do you think that that's also happening here in St. Louis as well?
Yes. I find that every day I talk to a new woman. Every single day, at least 1 to 2 new women that I've never spoken to before, or they never were aware of the programs that we offer. And what I often say to them, and I was talking to a lady just yesterday, and she said, why haven't I known that you were here?
That was me.
What? How long have you all been here?
That was me.
Right?
And I often
That's
say,
kept secret.
and I often say, when the student is ready, the teacher will come.
Yes.
And so I can't push it on anyone. Our services are here, and if we're ready to take and be committed to your business, then we'll help you.
Awesome. That is so cool.
That is.
Annie, you found this resource. What have been some of the key things for you, either the things that surprised you along the way? What stands out for you?
Well, first of all, the class was amazing. Like I said, I honestly didn't know I was going to have to work that hard. And the synopsis said it's like a mini MBA. So I thought, Oh, well, it's probably
not a big thing, right?
Well,
it's a mini MBA.
It's a mini MBA,
right?
And if you want to do well, you're going to work at it. So I went to the class, and I wanted to complete it. I went in with my eyes wide open, and I met the most fabulous women in that class. There was no backbiting, no one trying to outshine you or anything. Everyone, I had all women in mind. We didn't have a male in our class. But, each week they would come back with little tidbits of information, or they had everyone's email address, and they would send you different things to help you out.
It's dispelling the myth that, women can't work together without catfighting.
Absolutely. And I love that. So that was one thing. And just persevering, I had the plans in my head, but I didn't know how to put them on paper.
I was going to ask you, what was your biggest challenge in this business so far, and how did you overcome it?
And basically just a business plan. That was my biggest challenge.
I think that's where a lot of our entrepreneurs, that's the biggest hurdle to get over.
That was
even
a
as
huge
an entrepreneur
hurdle.
myself, there's one thing to tell everybody, this is what you should do, these are the best practices, this is really, in my experience, you really need to do X, Y, and Z. When it comes to doing it, it's hard work.
It was very much hard work, and that was the biggest hurdle. But like I said, I had good old Teresa Warren there with me, just pushing me. She just had that prop in my back. No, you get out. We're going to do this. Yes, the accountability. And, and we meet once a week, and it was like, oh, shoot. If I didn't do my homework, I was afraid to meet with her. So it's like I had to do.
She's going to put you out there.
She's going to put me out there.
But that's what a good mentor will do.
Yes,
is they're going to hold you accountable for you moving your business forward. It's not for them to do it; it's for you to do it.
Yes,
that's great.
That was the great thing there.
So, how can our listeners help you grow your business?
Well, they can go on my website,
and that would be
that would be www.onedishwonderful.com.
Wonderful.
And one is all spelled out. ONE?
Yes, ONEWONDERFUL.com.
Wonderful.
Oh, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Like you're full. I love it. Yes.
And Alyce, where can folks learn more about what Grace Hill does and all of these programs that you offer?
Thank you. We're located at 2125 Bissell Street, but you can also go to our website, which is gracehillwbc.org. So gracehillwbc.org.
And you'd be interested in more subject matter experts and more mentors too?
Always looking for volunteers. Always looking for volunteers to come in and lend a hand, to share your expertise on a particular subject. We're not shy.
Awesome. So we have lots of places you can get connected, whether you need the resources or want to be part of giving back to the community.
I was going to say, for the mentors who are interested, Grace Hill makes it so easy for you to come in and be a subject matter expert in their class. I mean, they provide you the materials, and you just come with your experience. It was a great opportunity.
To have
so I
a
would
discussion.
encourage. Yes.
You just have a discussion, just like we're having today. You just share your knowledge and you share your expertise as it correlates with the case study that we have. And and to Miss Annie's point, where she was talking about doing that business plan, when you finish with the WIBO program, at the back of the book is a template. Every chapter now correlates to a section of the business plan. So if you're doing the executive summary, if you're doing the pricing, or you're doing the cost and break-even analysis, you go straight to those chapters and plug it right in.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm teaching at UMSL, and I might need to consult with you on some better ways to build out my own curriculum, because I'm always looking for ways to get better at helping people build their dreams. So thank you both so much for making the time to be with us.
It's been a ball.
Yes.
And you've kept us full.
Wonderful.
Yes, and we are, I think shrimp and grits is in our future. As a matter of fact, I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. So on that note, we leave you all to find your own favorite dish at onedishwonderful.com and to reach out to Alyce Alyce at Grace Hill to find out how you can get the services you need and be part of helping other people make their dreams come true. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you again soon.
We'll see you soon. Take care.
Changing the way you view new ventures. Igniting your thinking about entrepreneurship. It's Entrepreneurially Thinking. Get connected and discover more. Visit our website for show notes, resources, information about our guests, upcoming events, and of course, all your favorite episodes. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them for us in the comment sections, and be sure to leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes. The best way to show love is to share. Let everybody know that you're thinking entrepreneurially. So visit our website, entrepreneuriallythinking.com. #ETHINKSTL. Entrepreneurially Thinking is another positive production of RareGem Productions. Thanks for listening.